Before I start this tutorial, I want to tell I tried to make this as easy as possible, but it would be good if you have basic general knowledge in Blender. First, add a cylinder. Rotate 90 degree. Delete all the faces except some on top. Now make it small from one end. And extrude all faces on Z-axis. Now I am giving it some more details. On top right side of viewport, click Options, then check Origins and bring Origin to back part of mesh. Add an empty and bring it to front side of your mesh. Now add damp track constraint on your mesh, and for target select empty with eyedropper. Try different axis if the mesh don't follow your empty. Now some more mesh for detail. Now I am doing same things I did previously, but now to make hydraulics. Here I am doing same thing I did with main mesh, but this time they will follow each other. Duplicate it to other side as well. Press N key on keyboard and go to View tab and turn all value and location to 0. When your cursor comes at middle, then add an empty. Parent these mesh with the new empty. Now add new circle empty, which will control the radius of nozzle. And parent this empty with new circle empty. And that circle empty to big empty so it can control every object. At top select 3D cursor. Now select these parts. Then duplicate it using Alt+D so it will make an instance. And rotate it so it will look like a circle. First one on 180 degree. Second on 90 degree. Third on 45 degree. Now duplicate all the object with Alt+D and make it smaller. Rotate them 22.5 degree. Select and scale all smaller empty so it can be close to other nozzle parts. You can adjust the smaller mesh and other like it will update because they are a linked instance. But as you can see, inner and outer hydraulics are colliding with each other, so I will change the inner one, which would have one hydraulic instead of two. Now as you can see, we can control the radius of nozzle with circle empty. I will be hiding smaller empty to make this look clean. Now adding more details. This looks good. Now time to add material. More parts. Now I will make flames for thruster. Select these edges and press Ctrl+P to make it smoother. Here I needed to show you how I made the texture. But as you can see, this has become complex for a tutorial, so I would be showing you a simple version for flame texture. First add an emission node. Now add noise texture and connect it to material output. Here I used Ctrl+D to add texture coordinates. But if you don't see anything happening, go to Preference and in Add-ons, enable Node Wrangler. In Texture Coordinate, connect Object to Mapping. Try to make flame-like noise by changing noise size and mapping value. Connect emission node to the node tree. Add a math node and change it to multiply. Now add color ramp node to control the contrast. Add a mix node and with that add transparent shader to it. If you are making this for EEVEE, go to Material Setting and turn Blend Mode to Alpha Blend or Alpha Hashed. As you can see, by controlling color ramp we can get cool fire-like effect. Now by changing mapping value, try to find one axis which will make it look it is flowing. For me it is negative Z axis. Keep your mouse on mapping node and press I to insert new keyframe. Add new area and open Graph Editor. Now click Z default value and press N, then go to Modifier tab and add Generator Modifier to it. If flow of the flame don't go right direction, change this value to negative. Now if you play the video you will see it is flowing. Now for different color in flames, add a gradients texture and change it to quadratic. Again press Ctrl+T for texture coordinate nodes. In texture coordinate, connect object to mapping. Try to make gradients by changing map values. Add a color ramp node and change color value to any color you wish. Now add a cone with which we will make shock diamonds like these. Now add material to it. For now I am hiding flame object. Delete Principal BSDF shader and add emission shader. Then add mixed shader with transparent shader. Now this will make emission shader bit translucent. Don't forget to change blend mode to alpha blend or alpha hashed in material settings. Now duplicate this object and make them smaller every time you duplicate them. Now select all cones and combine them with flame object by pressing Ctrl+J. I am gonna add new mixed shader with transparent to make flame fade from end. Add a color ramp node and connect it with gradients. I forgot to tell you, you need to delete these faces from your flame object. Now we have cool looking exhaust. You can add more effect like noise and gradients to make it more better. In object data property, add 2 new shape key. Turn shape key value to 1. Now make flames shape smooth. As you can see, I can change shape using these shape values. I will make flame smaller from end. Now I will add one more shape key. Now go to Select tab on top and click Select Random and scale them using Alt+S. This will add some random noise. As you can see, this will give it jittery motion. Here I am making one more noise shape key which will look different than last one. Now add keyframe and shape key value by pressing I button. Now add noise modifier. Also add keyframe and noise modifier to other jitter shape key. Now it feels more like rocket exhaust. Now I am adding one more shape key which will control its size. Select all the mesh and make it smaller. This shape key will control its size. Now I am adding gradients texture to texture of nozzle which will make it look like it is glowing from heat. Which is similar to what we did for flame fade effect. If you want you can start animating from here, but you have to keyframe every object separately. But I will be adding drivers to them so I can control everything with single slider. So to make driver, select an object on which you want to add your controls. And go to Object Property tab and at bottom add a custom property. I am changing its name to Thruster. And its max value to 10. If you press N you can see new control named Thruster have appear on right side. Now right click on Thruster control and click Copy as new driver. Select Flame Object and in Object Data Property paste the driver data onto the shape key which control its size. Now I can control its size with control slider. But as you can see the nozzle is not changing size. For that we can add driver to its circle empty which will control its size. Now it is changing size but not in right direction. To fix this we need to open driver editor. This works just like your timeline keyframes, So I will take first keyframe and take it to top, and for second keyframe I will bring it to bottom, which will reverse the effect created by control driver. Try to match it with EEVEE's control. So now the nozzle also changes size with flames. But now when I make flames smaller, the end part of it is not fading anymore. To fix this, I have to apply the drive to mapping node of its material. At 0.56 value of x-axis its gradient looks good, so I will use this number in second keyframe of driver. I am adding a mix RGB node which will give me more control on its color ramp. Paste that driver data to mix FSC slider. And adjust the keyframe of driver. Now same thing with the mapping node's x-axis value. Now for the second frame we will take the value we checked for gradients texture. Now this looks perfect. For interior part of engine I will do same thing I did with color ramp. I will add 2 color and then mix RGB node which will be controlled by driver. And I will do same for emission strength, which will decrease as the flame size decrease. Now let's see how it looks after animating a bit. It looks good on cycles too. Now you can try your own creativity, and add more elements to it. Or you can add this to the end of the rocket or spaceship. Now after this I am just showing my process, and it is not part of tutorial but it can give you some ideas. And this is how it look in the end. Let me know in the comments sections about what you think about this video, and what I could have done better as this is my first tutorial.